Hey there, it's April 18th, and this is your weekly Rogue Trader trading summary. Now, there has been a ton going on, except we have had a lot of weakness over the last week. And let's get into that. Let me just share my chart here. We'll just take a look at what was going on. Oh, I need to bring my chart up first. There it is. Oh. All right. So, hey, if you've been paying attention at all, Bitcoin's been pretty weak. Came down from high 60s, over the last week, and we did touch as low as around 60,000. We actually went just below 60,000, and we've had a bit of a pop up. Now, on my daily live stream recorded sessions for members, and if you want to check that out, you can check us out on patreon.com, Roguetrader.academy, or of course you can check us out at Roguetrader.academy, Roguetrader.academy, and you can join up for free alerts and live streams. But what I was telling people is, when we were up here, I was selling some puts at the bottom of the range because we had a range. It was at low 60s to low 70s. We're still in that range. Even when we came down here, some of those short puts were in the money, which isn't good if you're selling puts. But I said, well, you know what? We still haven't broken the range. If we break the range, fine. I'll deal with it. And there's ways we deal with that. But here we are this afternoon, and we've had a little bounce up. No, it's not a big bounce up. We're at, just under 64,000, 63.7, something like that. It could go back down to 61 in a heartbeat. But the fact remains that we're still in the channel. Now, did some of this weakness have to do with the Bitcoin halving? Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of sell pressure, and a lot of people might have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to happen. Who knows? But the halving will be done tomorrow sometime, as far as I understand. So that will be resolved soon enough. Now, over to trading. Let me just bring up accounts here. Which one is this? Okay, here's a synth mining account, and this is nice because now we ran the stats. The stats are a bit different because I ran the stats this morning when the price was lower, but it's a little bit different. But hey, we're pretty happy. Now tomorrow I do have some options expiring, still a little bit in the money here, but who knows? It could be close to flat. Not a big deal. Now what I was telling my members is that some of these in the money puts I might actually roll to in the money puts, not out of the money, which is more traditional. But because this is a minor account, we're trying to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. I'm not going to do that. So let me just go and I'll share this slide. And I made this for the Deribit Live we did earlier today. Take a look at this. We started off 7 weeks ago exactly. To the day we started off with 0.0825 Bitcoin. Now we're up to 0.0946. Current Bitcoin cash is up, equity is up, and the amount of Bitcoin we've mined in 7 weeks is 0.0281. So we started this off as worth about $5,200. Now it's worth about 6,600 or so, 6,700. That's in 7 weeks. But our annualized return is about 131% right now versus hodling. So if I just hodled, so 7 weeks ago I got into Bitcoin and I didn't do a damn thing. I just hodled it, just held it. Would be down 18%, right? And here's a chart where we showed the Bitcoin return. The synthetic miner account that we're running is the blue, and the red line is hodling. Now, the hodling is always going to be just a flat line because you're not doing anything. You're just sitting on what you own. So we're way outperforming. And here's our U.S. dollar return with the synthetic miner versus U.S. dollar hodling. So, as the price of Bitcoin fluctuates, the value of your Bitcoin holdings is going to fluctuate in terms of US dollars. And that's reflected in both of them. But the difference is, of course, is we have more Bitcoin in our synthetic miner account because we made more Bitcoin. We still have our, let me just turn that off, head over to Rogue Trader account. This is the problem child account. This is the one that got neglected for a while. Kind of back January, February, and things got out of hand. So our job is to rebuild this. Basically, all I've been doing in the last few weeks is just managing the margin. I manage the margin. I haven't been putting on a lot of new risk because we have a lot of risk that we pushed forward into May and June and whatnot that we're going to be a push backwards that I'll be bringing forward and realizing that value. So this account's down. It's in repair mode. So you just watch and hang out as we pull this account back to life and get it up to new highs. But basically, look, on the 19th, what do I got? Well, I got these 62,000 short puts. Those are, if expired right now, it would be golden. They'd be going out worthless. I got some calls way up here that are all going to be worthless. So that's great. I really don't have anything until the end of the month, which is 7 days away, or 7.5 days away. And, we're at the money here, some 63s, some in the money, 65, not a big deal. We've got a bunch up in the 70s. So honestly, even though this account has been a problem for us, and again, that was our fault, it doesn't look too bad right now. If I have to roll some things that are slightly in the money, I'll adjust them. I've got no problem with that. And the more we do that and the more we're able to bring risk forward, the lower our margin's going to be. And then I can start to add more risk on when it's appropriate. So, hey, I don't know. Pretty happy with things. And again, these are two small accounts that we use for demo purposes. Synthetic miner, you can see how you do this at scale. You don't have to take on a lot of risk. You can see how effective it is. Now, on both these accounts, specifically and especially the synthetic miner account, we have the long-term vision that Bitcoin's going to go up. We're bullish on Bitcoin in the long term. That's why we're happy to run the account this way. That's not to say there won't be blips. It might, go down 20% and up, and all kinds of nonsense. But by the next year or 6 months or 2027, whatever, could we be at $250,000 Bitcoin? Well, sure, we could. Who knows? That's what we're kind of basing these accounts on. So when it does go up, or whenever that is, we want to have as much Bitcoin as possible. So that is your weekly trading summary. Let's see what happens tomorrow with the halving, and we'll check out and you can check out the trading summary for next week, next Thursday, and hopefully we'll have a lot to talk about.